It's CCSD Today with your host, Erica Taylor. This week, get an inside look at Wando High School. Hear our exclusive interview with Principal Lucy Beckham. And learn all about the brand new Center for Advanced Studies. CCSD Today starts right now.
We're on the campus of Wando High School. You're looking at the premiere show of the 2014-2015 school year of CCSD Today. I'm Everett German, and coming up for the next 30 minutes, we'll take a look at all the great things going on east of the Cooper over at Wando. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Erica Taylor, she'll be joined by the principal, Lucy Beckham, and we'll learn about all the things taking place at Wando. You're watching CCSD Today. We'll be right back.
The law firm of Young Clement Rivers has been serving the Charleston Low Country since 1968. All of the lawyers of Young Clement Rivers are proud to be partners with the Charleston County School District. We're convinced that the hard work of the school district employees and staff prepares our young people to face the challenges of the future. We look forward to continuing our partnership and in helping the school district to meet its standard of excellence.
If you go to this school, you have the opportunity to be involved in so many different activities. Nothing is limited to you. You can do whatever you want. People have the opportunity to take whatever classes they like. And with so many students at the school, it gives us an opportunity to have so many different choices of classes we can take. You can really focus on your interest. And when you study things that you're interested in, you're obviously going to do a lot better in school because you care about what you're learning. It's great to be a Wando warrior.
You're watching CCSD Today. I'm your host, Erica Taylor, and joining me today is Principal Lucy Beckham of Wando High School. We're sitting in the Center for Advanced Studies, the beautiful Center of Advanced Studies here at Wando. We want to thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm great.
Tell us about this beautiful building that we're sitting in.
Well, it's a dream come true for much of our leadership here. We have worked on this for some years. It is a place for students to transition to college and careers and to get the skills they need to do it.
Well, you opened in August. Tell me a little bit about the classes that are here.
Well, what you are going to find here are high-end technology courses, engineering, biomedical science, health science courses, photography, art, media production, cosmetology on the back of the campus, auto technology, and more.
Okay. So when a student, help me talk a little bit about students transitioning. I know that some of the classes, the beginner classes, are taken at the main building, if you will, and the upper level classes are taken in this building. So talk to us about why and how, and I know it's a puzzle trying to put it all together.
Well, we're doing what we think is best for kids.
Right.
The world we live in today is very different than the world that I was educated in or even you were educated in. And we have used our size to a great advantage. We have the curriculum now offerings in many different paths. We encourage students to begin in 9th grade determining what they might be interested in and take at least 4 elective courses if they find the right choice in that field. If they don't find the right choice, then we encourage them the next year to try something else. We call that concept a major. We use lots of college words. So what we have been able to do is expand the room here on this campus to grow more majors and to expand majors that we have. And we have also made a great effort to grow a huge advanced placement program. So we will give nearly 2,000 AP exams here on this campus this year. And many of our senior level AP courses are in this wonderful building.
That's awesome. Now this building, and I don't want to say self-contained, but I've walked around. You have libraries, digital libraries, you have a cafeteria. Talk about that.
Well, we envisioned it as a freestanding school if someday the district needed it to be, but it has the services in it so that the students here can be cared for, or we can meet their needs. So there's a health clinic. There is not a full cafeteria in terms of the prep area, but there is a dining room that you can get food in. A digital library, not the books, but the technology part of a library today. And the basic services that students would need are in this building. They're also, of course, in the the larger main building. And then there's still students here in trailers.
So Ms. Beckham, talk about some of the classes in detail. The horticulture class, for example, or the digital media class. If I was a parent watching this, help me envision what my child would experience.
Cosmetology is an interesting one because we visited 3 other school districts in the state where the majority of students in the program graduated as licensed cosmetologists. Wow. They could leave high school and go to work, so that was a very important factor. So we are looking for programs like that, so we have built a cosmetology studio or lab area with 20 stations, and students who go through that program have to use half of the junior year and half of the senior year, and every hour has to be documented. They have to meet the same standards as anyone who takes cosmetology in a program elsewhere. Right. And if they can pass the state licensing exam, they can finish high school ready to work. Awesome. Another new program that is a part of this project is the auto technology area. That will just, it's an eye popper. The students are absolutely thrilled to have the facility, and it's built on the back of the campus, all brand new Snap-on tools. And for those students, that's their niche. That's what they wanted to do, but we didn't have anything on the campus that would hook them. Right. I'll tell you a story which just touched my heart, but I was in a local restaurant the week school opened, and a young man walked up to me and he said, "I'm just thrilled with that class, thank you." And I said, "Well, I'm glad you like it, and thank you for speaking to me." He said, "Well, what you have to know is I hated school." And he said, "I failed last year and I'm having to take English again." And he said, "But to get to go in that classroom every day is the reason I come to school." Wow. And I think that's the hook of these kinds of programs. Absolutely. Is that everybody doesn't love English and math and science and social studies, and if we can find the hook, right, then we can get them through school, and they can leave here better prepared to do something. In auto, they'll be working toward industry certification, and in many of these programs here, we are working with the opportunities available after high school, that you can finish high school endorsed to do this or with a certificate to do that, so that you just don't leave high school and wander around in the desert trying to figure out what to do. Wow.
That's phenomenal. I know we have a partnership with Trident Technical College. Talk a little bit about that partnership.
Well, Trident Tech is a valuable partner of Wando. We've had a dual credit program going on here for years where they send professors during the day to teach. But in envisioning this building, we work with the leadership at Trident Tech, with the various deans, got their advice as to what curriculum we should be trying to focus on, what kind of equipment would be needed, what did they need if they were possibly going to use the room for a dual credit class after hours. Currently this semester, college anatomy and physiology from Trident Tech is being taught in one of these science labs at 4:30. Wow. The students in the class are in some cases adults, but a sprinkling of them are high school students. It would be hard to grasp without physically seeing it, all of the opportunities in this building. I've just touched on 2 or 3, but the TV studio that you can do TV and film, the photography studio where you've got a dark room, the Warrior, what we call Warrior Inc., the multimedia where they're producing everything from mouse pads, and students are literally working and getting a skill that they can leave high school with, but many of them are going on to college. It's not like the high schools that we used to go to partitioned kids. You either were a college-bound kid or you were a vocational kid. Right. Here, everybody is all of the above. Right. We are all seeking the technical skills to succeed in the field, and some will go to 4-year, some will go to 2-year, and some will go to work, but we want to prepare them to do that.
Well, thank you so much for all that you do. You're watching CCSD Today, and we'll be right back with more of Wando's Center for Advanced Studies.
You're watching CCSD Today at Wando High School. I think Wando is has so many opportunities here, especially with the new building. It gives you more of a light to do what you want to do in your career path. It gives you more opportunities to be who you want to be, and it's just pretty cool, I think. It's great to be a Wando Warrior.
We're back with more CCSD Today. I'm your host, Erica Taylor, and joining me now is Miss Katie Donahoe, who is the horticulture teacher here at Wando Center for Advanced Studies. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Now, my first question is, tell us, what's this equipment behind us?
Behind us, we have the tower garden, which is just one type of hydroponics, and this particular one is designed to grow in a smaller space, like the classroom, or larger areas like the Chicago airport.
Wow. And so, tell me how it works. I mean, I see sponges and...
Yes. How this works is the bottom is a basin of water, and a pump goes off once an hour for 15 minutes, and it pumps the water from the bottom up to the top, and then it rains back down, and all the roots are inside of that tower.
Okay.
So it uses no soil at all. It's called soilless growing or hydroponics, and it's just a solution for growing plants in places that are small, places that have poor soil space, anywhere. You can grow plants anywhere with hydroponics.
So I see the difference in size of
Yes.
the plants. So some of the larger plants that we see, how long have they been growing?
The larger plants were started right before the first day of school. I mean, they were very tiny, and as you can see now, we've got some nice large heads of lettuce. So one of the advantages of hydroponics is that the plants do grow faster.
Wow. And then the artificial light helps.
The artificial light is a full spectrum fluorescent, so it does give all the light that plants need. This room wouldn't be enough with just the windows.
Wow, that's awesome. So tell me, how have the students enjoyed this class so far?
The students have really, embraced all of this new equipment, and over on this side, they're each growing a basil plant. We're sort of having a race to see who can get the largest basil. And then that basil will be available for teachers to buy fresh cut basil in a few weeks when it's large. Because right now, I know it looks tiny, but that lettuce was that tiny just a few weeks ago.
Wow, that's awesome. So I guess when you teach this class, this is a part of it, seeing the fruit of your labor, if you will.
Yes.
But what else are the students learning?
We're learning everything from, we just wrapped up the unit on all the anatomy of a plant. That's where we begin, and now we're transitioning into soil and soilless growing and all the different nutrients that are needed. And then we will, phase through careers, different hormones and plants growing, plants knowing gravity, and even if you turn them upside down, they try to turn themselves back around.
That's awesome. Now I know you have a greenhouse.
We do have a greenhouse.
So what do you have in there?
Right now, each student that's in our intro class has a different vegetable growing in the greenhouse, and those vegetables will eventually end up on our rooftop garden.
Okay.
And then I also teach a class called Greenhouse, in which they're not just growing the plant with the intention of just knowing they can do it and keep it alive. They're actually tracking the cost. And so there's a lot of sort of economics involved in that class. And each one of those students are currently growing 90 plants each. So we already have, literally thousands of plants starting in the greenhouse.
And the rooftop garden, tell me about that concept.
That concept was just born from the project where each student grows a different vegetable. And then when this building was being planned and we knew we were going to be on the top floor and there was a possibility to be able to put a rooftop garden out there, I jumped on it and thought that would be a great place for them to, do that semester-long experiment.
Now you talked about this being the intro class. What's the next class, and how do students progress through this program?
There are 5 classes in the horticulture major, and everyone has to take intro first, and then after intro you can progress through them, in no particular order. And I already mentioned the greenhouse class. We also have turf and lawn, which does a lot of work with the baseball and softball fields, and they're learning about, maintaining sports fields. We also have landscape technology. They're going to be doing landscape design, landscape installation, and landscape maintenance. And then our newest class is called equipment operation and maintenance, and they learn to repair small engines.
Oh, that's awesome. And I mean, you talked, and just listening to the classes in the major, you know, I could imagine some of the career possibilities for the students. Would you share some that you are aware of?
The careers range from, you know, going straight out of high school into, you know, maybe working for a local landscaping company. They could go to Trident Tech and get the 2-year degree there, and then some progress on to the 4-year colleges like Clemson, University of Georgia. Right now, I've got a couple graduates that I know of, or, you know, students that majored in horticulture here and then went on to another school. I know I've got one working on the sports field for the farm team for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it's in Indiana, so he's maintaining that sports field. I've got another student who contacted me to let me know that he's starting he's trying to start an aquaponic farm here in downtown Charleston, which is the hydroponics, but you also have fish in the bottom part, which fertilize the plants. And so the career possibilities are really, you know, almost unlimited because there's so many opportunities in the horticulture field. I know I've got several female students who've gone on to pursue landscape architecture, so it really is a broad field, and they've got a lot of opportunities after school.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for joining me on CCSD Today. Hopefully, we'll come back when the basil grows.
All right.
I love to cook.
We'd love to have you back.
You're watching CCSD Today, and we'll be right back.
I'm Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I'm Julia Ormond.
I'm Machen Amick.
And I'm Rachel Boston.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer will claim over 39,000 lives this year, but that won't be me.
Or me.
I won't let that be me.
The end of breast cancer starts with me.
And you.
And you.
And you.
Go to mylifetime.com to get informed and involved.
Brought to you by Cruise Subaru of Charleston. You've got a friend in the car business.
What makes Wando special is that it has a large variety of people you can meet, and they're all willing to help you.
I found out what I wanted to do in the future just from Wando having a wide variety of things, and then just getting put into that class, I found a direction that I wanted to go into the future, so if it was never here, I might not have known until a lot later.
It's great to be a Wando warrior.
It's great to be a Wando warrior.
And welcome back, everyone, to CCSD Today. We're still on the campus at Wando High School in Mount Pleasant, and we're actually in the Center for Advanced Studies here on campus, and I'm pleased to be joined by one of our phenomenal teachers here at Wando High School, Ms. Deanna Sutler. She is a science teacher here at Wando High School, and today, Deanna, you're going to talk to us about the Human Body Systems class that you teach here at Wando. And first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, Deanna, talk a little bit about what exactly is Human Body Systems.
So Human Body Systems is a sequential course in a series of 4 courses in the biomedical science pathway for Project Lead the Way. So the kids take 4 courses. I am actually a teacher in the 2nd course. So before they reach me, they take Principles of Biomedical Science, which kind of gets them ready for the rigor that we have in this STEM-related class. So I have mostly 10th and 11th graders and some seniors in this particular class.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is an elective. This is not your normal elective, at least when I was in high school. So what type of student would want to take this Human Body Systems class?
So it is an elective, and we are geared toward any student who's interested in any type of health-related career. And this could be someone who's directly involved with patient care, or someone who's never going to touch a patient, maybe is in the back building things that are going to work for patients. And so anyone who's interested in learning about cutting-edge medical procedures, cutting-edge biomedical procedures, anyone who is excited about anything engineering related, we recommend that they take these classes.
Talk a little bit about this Center for Advanced Studies building that this particular class is located in. Some phenomenal students coming through those doors. Just talk about the excitement of being in this building.
So it is pretty exciting. The kids love it. They want to take care of it. They're happy to be here. They feel kind of privileged to be here, even though it is the same Wando. But it's been nice having the luxuries that we have over here. with the space, and then being a part of putting together what I would like to have in this lab when we were going through putting the schematics together has made this course really pop with everything that we've been able to do now that we have this facility.
All right, now we're going to go inside the classroom, and I want you to kind of, I guess, take me through a typical day here in one of your classes.
Okay. So the students are assigned laptops. Each student has their own laptop, and the curriculum is all online through a server called the Learning Management System, or LMS. And it's actually manufactured and maintained by Project Lead the Way. And so the kids get usernames and passwords and log into this system on a daily basis. They pull the curriculum off the internet. Since it's ever changing and changes so quickly, Project Lead the Way doesn't confine the student to a textbook. So we come in, we get our computers, we do a little one-on-one where I introduce them to the new activity. I might show them some background information that they would need. We recall on some of the activities we've already done in the past. The kids grab their computers, they go into the lab, they make things happen. We do different things with our hands every day to reinforce what it is we're trying to learn. And then as we're going through this particular class, we're basically building the human body from one system to the next.
All right, now we're talking about building the human body, and we have a mannequin here that's an example. And why don't you kind of just, I guess, walk us through what you require from the students on this mannequin.
Okay, so Lucy Beckham is one of our mannequins that we had built last year with the students. And when we're learning about muscles, the students have to learn that muscles are not just in the body, they're in the body specifically placed so that they can carry out their function correctly. And so they have to learn the different rules that are associated with muscle. They have to learn what's going on inside the muscle, and then when they build the muscle on the skeleton, they get to see how the muscle has to cross different joints in order to be functional. They can't just stick on the bone however they want them to. They have to be there specific in a correct location in order to produce movement.
Okay, now I know your mannequin is one of your teaching methods, but also flat cards you use. So talk a little bit about the flat cards you use.
So the flat cards that we use in the class help us see how the different body structures come together. The kids often have a hard time understanding or spatially, visually kind of seeing in their head how this all fits. And so even though we do a number of different dissections in the class, it helps them see how in our own bodies these different organs would actually come together. And so as we go through the different body systems, we build them on these cards so they can see how they're interrelated and work together.
Well, outstanding. Well, it definitely sounds like a class of interest and reaching obviously some pretty high-end students that have a love for science. And we just want to thank you for taking some time and joining us here on the show.
Thank you.
All right, so that's Deanna Sutler joining us here on CCSD Today. We're right here at the Wando Center for Advanced Studies, the new building over here on the Wando campus in Mount Pleasant. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, more of CCSD Today from Wando High School. We'll be right back.
Some problems are tough. Reaching your customers shouldn't be. Blue Wave and Comcast have the creative edge to make you stand out from the crowd and connect with your customers. Whether you need a commercial for television, video for your website, or a custom-made website, we are the easy solution for every advertising problem.
Wando is so special because there's so many people, and there's also so much stuff for everybody here to do. And everybody can really find their place where they belong, and they can be a leader, or they can just enjoy whatever field they're in. It's great to be a Wando warrior.
Welcome back to CCSD Today. I'm your host, Erica Taylor, and joining me now is Associate Principal here at Wando Center for Advanced Studies, Mrs. Cheryl Swinton. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Great. Tell me a little bit about this building that you are responsible for.
Okay. Well, I like to think that it's a happy and dynamic place. The kids are excited about being here. When they walk in, they have a collegiate feel. They know there's a purpose here. Any day you can walk in and see our students sitting on lounge chairs, studying. They are excited about being able to go into the commons area when they have skinnies. And of course, skinnies are part of an AP course. Sometimes students have an AP course for 47 minutes and then they may have a study period. So they take that opportunity to sit in our commons area, meet with other students. In addition to that, we have courses where students are taking it for 3 hours, like cosmetology, or even our auto technology class. Those students take a break and you see them in the hall acting very mature and responsible. And so I think that's a great commentary for high school kids.
That's awesome. When we were walking during the tour, a comment was made that it's so quiet. You know, you would look at this facility and think that it was a college building, where the way you see the students interacting with their peers, studying together, and even the facility. So that's great. Talk to me a little bit about the resources here. I know that this building could possibly manage itself if need be. Talk about that a little bit.
That is correct. I understand that this building has been built so that it can stand on its own. We do have an administrative wing here, and included in that, of course, are our principals, and they include Mr. Jeff Blankenship, Tristan Robinson, and me. In addition, we have a guidance staff who focus particularly with career guidance. And we have 2 counselors, Mary Whitman and then Liz Boshin. They are very student-oriented. You can walk by guidance anytime and see students in the lab looking at various colleges, taking career assessments. So every child that walks in here knows that they're preparing either for a college, a 4-year college, or they're preparing to go to work.
And that's important. When we walked in the health sciences class and saw the students with the simulated patients, and they were actually changing their blankets and sheets as if they were working in a real hospital, those are experiences that, you know, you couldn't get, you know, anywhere else. And to think that you're getting them in high school, in a public high school, is awesome. Are there any favorite majors that you've heard students talking about?
Kids seem to be excited about everything. You walk in cosmetology and, you know, you see lots of dynamics, lots of smiles, and then you go into a biomedical science lab or a photography lab and see kids very engaged. It's just fun to be here. It's definitely challenging. Students are up for the challenge and seem to be very focused on what it is that they want to do. And of course our teachers are outstanding. The teacher quality here at Wando particularly, and more specifically at the CAS, these teachers they have bought into the philosophy. And so this is a great transition place. And, you know, just awesome.
Just awesome. Well, Ms. Swinton, thank you for joining us today. And she is absolutely right. This Center for Advanced Studies is just awesome. Stay tuned. You're watching CCSD Today, and we'll be right back.
I'm Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I'm Julia Ormond.
I'm Machen Amick. And I'm Rachel Boston.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer will claim over 39,000 lives this year, but that won't be me. Or me.
I won't let that be me.
The end of breast cancer starts with me.
And you.
And you. And you. Go to mylifetime.com to get informed and involved.
Locally sponsored by Ford. Ford is in the race for the cure.
And welcome back, everyone, to CCSD Today. Well, we hope you enjoyed your tour of the Wando High School campus, and a special thank you to Lucy Beckham, the principal, for assisting us with tonight's show. We also want to thank all of our guests that, well, just shed some insight in terms of all the great things taking place over east of the Cooper. So again, thank you for watching CCSD Today, and we'll see you next week.